Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Army won't interrupt Nigerian's democracy. Those calling for coup never experienced military rule. Coerce. Army won't interrupt Nigerian's democracy. Those calling for coup never experienced military rule. Coerce. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. And please do ensure you like, subscribe, and share. Now the details. The Chief of Army Staff, coerce Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, has said that the Nigerian Army will resist all calls for undemocratic intervention in governance by the armed forces of Nigeria, saying it is not poised to lose the new prestige it has painstakingly built in the past 25 years. The coerce stated this in his opening remarks during the opening ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff Combined Second and Third Quarters Conference 2024, held at Akwa Ibom State Council of Chiefs Hall, Uyo, on Tuesday. According to him, such calls came from young Nigerians who never experienced the era of Nigerians' extensive military rule and the concerted struggle by heroes and heroines of the current democratic dispensation. As Chief of Army Staff, my simple response to the call is thanks, but no thanks. The Nigerian Army will not allow itself to be used to undemocratically sell some interest to power. As the service that received the most image bashing as a fallout of previous military interventions, in Nigeria, the Nigerian Army remains secure and united. The Nigerian Army remains resolute in sustaining the ongoing effort to ensure maximum revenue accrues to the federal government for the benefit of the generality of Nigerians, the coerce stated. He noted that since the Nigerian Army's senior hierarchy last met in April for the first quarter conference, the country has witnessed a new set of security challenges. Aside from the known threat of terrorism, insurgency, banditry, illegal mining, and farmer other crises, the recent protests in the country, which were primarily driven by discontent over economic issues and government policies, resulted in significant unrest and, in some cases, violence. This situation reminded us that as an armed force, we must not only focus on physical security and defense of the nation, but that food and social security issues can snowball into physical security challenges. The protest that was held between 1 and 10 August this year was largely driven by provocative and inciting social media traffic. Although it was professionally managed by the Nigerian police force, supported by the military and other security agencies. The challenge that it posed as a point out to the fact that the military must always remain professional. It is obvious that some of the protest organizers hold contrary opinions from the government on how the security forces managed the situation. However, I believe it was carefully handled, and I commend our commanders and troops for conducting themselves in the most professional manner as they worked with the Nigerian police and civil authorities to effectively control the situation, he noted. Mr. Ladbaja, however, expressed deep sadness over the loss of lives and the destruction of public facilities, as well as looting witnessed in some states. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Now, before I go, in contribution to the news I've read so far, well, I'm not in support of interference of the Nigerian army whenever there are crises in the country. But to be honest, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I said, oh, you see, all these political appointments should be stopped. That is why I said, that is why I'm in support of the 1999 constitution that needs to be changed. A situation whereby what do you expect him to do as the chief of army staff? What do you expect him to do? Tinubu put him there. Tinubu appoints him as the coas, as the chief of army staff. And what if it goes the other way around? As it not as a dog not biting it was its owners. That is how it is. You see, that's one of those things that needs restructuring about. So these things these things these things need to be changed. And obviously we observed there are a lot of things that needs to be done. So in a situations like this, you don't expect the chief of army staff to do anything. He would rather listen to his boss, because even as it is now, that's one